lo and behold, no music for now. Complete. It was like 2 minutes after I stopped streaming. So let's see what happens if I throw that in the game. Let's start loading the project. And we'll take a quick look on here while it does that. Ooh, it built it. The terraces are too much, way too much. We can at least take a look at it. This is obviously no good. But it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. The Verona is much more obvious now. Okay. I won't keep this in-game, but it took long enough to export that I might as well check it out. And see if I can do my painting and everything correctly. So, just in case it's too large and it crashes, I'm well prepared to reload the last time I saved and redo the inspect button, because that was very tricky. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Modes, landscape, manage. Oh, it's already compiling shaders. What the bother? New landscape. Import from file. What? It says. I still have to. That was just the build, I guess. I should check the box. Save the file every time the world machine is built. I should do that. That would have done it. Okay, I just gotta go through here. Let me see if it'll take forever and a half to do these. Hopefully not. Okay, that was the main one. Okay. Tra-de-la. I need to make the fucking landscape material for it. It's got the right shibbly bop. It's freaking huge. The resolution of the bumps is gigantor too. Maybe this resolution isn't needed at all. And like, why is it? Oh yeah, that's right. The size of it is not. If I did 400, that would be what it looked like. Okay, and it's freaking huge. It is really freaking huge, and the resolution is just way. I don't know what's up with that. Let's import it first and see what happens. And it is a quarter of the freaking map size. Let's see this in comparison. Okay, so at least I know that I can work with smaller file sizes. That's a little less than a quarter. 10 would be a quarter of it. It's 8 kilometers. Okay, so that measurement is accurate. Let's see what just happens if I just put it out there. Right? I don't know, it might be too big. It might crash my whole project. But with no material for now. It's not at the proper water level. Like, look at this. Why is this up here? Okay. Try that. We'll just give it the... No, that won't work. I'll just give it a grass for now, or like I'll just do red. That red thing. For now. Yeah. I wonder how big this thing is then. Okay, let's try it. It's at 100%. Oh my god. Oh, there's all sorts of settings I have to do on it. Whoa. It looks crazy. Should I save it? I have to like save it in order to play it, I think. I'm flying around at 8 camera speed. This thing is gigantic. It's literally 8 kilometers wide. Like, you could fit several towns in there. It's all flooded right now though. Let's see. Bizarro landscape. Okay, well at least I know that you can in fact import a crazy landscape that large. Thanks, Andre. I mean, it's freaking huge. It's like the scale is not even being recognized here, and this is the speed I was flying around at. It's... I should just it looks cool as hell all the way out there in the distance. That's how big the game world is. Could be. Okay, so I can make continents at least. That's a good point thing. And the detail is fine too. I was worried about it being like you know, the resolution. But I can work with stuff that big. Theoretically, that's like a continent. if that's an island in the middle. I might even try and give it its textures just to see what it looks like. But this is to reference how the largest import file size you can make in the largest multiplayer map size, how it looks. You can stitch together like 4 of these and have a little bit of border room to a little leeway there at the edges. I think just for a sense of scale and proportion, I should put the textures on it and try playing through it. Well, let me just hop in there first. I do recognize your name now this time, Kenny. Yeah, I got the torches to work. I'll show you that in a sec. Once the game world loads. It might take longer to load up now that I have this giant island on here. And I have its LOD distancing set to like max too, so I was curious how this performs. Didn't save. I have to save and quit. I forgot about that. I have to press the save and quit button for my thing to be saved. See if I can find that thing. Maybe I won't see it. Maybe the other side of the island here. Let's grab a torch. I'll show you how the torch works. It works in multiplayer. Replicated, rep notify. Poofs of smoke, I can adjust that. Trying to see if I can see that giant hulking landmass out there, but it might be culled for frames, actually. Huh. Oops. Yeah, I don't see it out there. Try this other direction. This is my tiny little island, for comparison's sake. This is that little island that I was looking at in the world view. So that big thing would be like gigantic. It should be like right next to this island too. I should be able to like see it there. Let me see which way it is. I feel like the Unreal Engine is enabling players to make their own worlds, like the way MUDs used to be. There was like hundreds of different MUDs that you can... There's still hundreds of different MUDs you can play. All different people using the same game engine to make their own worlds. And I think that's awesome. So, it's cool to hear you guys have your own things going too. I don't see it. Holy shit, what? Oh, it's just rendering. Takes a while for this one to show up too. Okay. So... is it gone? I'm so confused. I saved it, didn't I? Sounds cool, Gamer Flame. I like it. That's so weird. I guess I didn't finish importing it somehow. Okay. Oh, it's out there. It's out there. Oh! Jesus. Okay, what's up with that? Yeah, it should be right visible off of this here. Well, I guess it's just getting cold. I mean, see if I can like head towards it maybe. See if it pops up. That's awesome. Thanks, Gamerflam. You have been like right there since I started streaming. I don't know. I mean, if you've watched them in your own time, you've poked into like most of them. It's cool to hear that you're actually working on your own game. You've always just been asking questions. So it's the first I've heard of it, I think. I'm not sure. You might have mentioned it before. All right, let's see. Freaking, it's out there somewhere. I mean, I guess if anything else, this is a great sign that it's I can put as many landscapes as I want out there, and the frames aren't going to suffer because it's automatically getting called. I don't have to do any work on that. But part of me does want to see the frickin' giant landscape floating out there. I haven't put swimming in yet. I'm not sure how I want the ocean to work in general. See if I can walk out towards the edge here and catch a glimpse of it, load in, pop in maybe. Fool's errand. You go all the way to the edge here. Still don't see it. But as you can see, these landscapes can be huge. If they're not islands, if I connect them... I mean, this is even a small one, so we're not even talking about that big ass thing over there yet. I'll just move the player start over there so we can experience it firsthand. Sigh. Okay. So check this out. We'll go here. Yeah, no, swimming looks really easy to add. I just I like to focus on one thing at a time, and as you can see, like with these more complex things, it takes a while to get through them. Oh my god, really? There's no way to do this faster. I don't need to hold shift. There's a way to do it faster. There we go. Okay, and this is popped in. Yeah, holding shift slows it down tremendously. Let's just see what this area in general looks like and how big it is. Oh my god, that's what how big those things are. Okay. I've only made 2. Yeah. It's got a battling just to, you know, even though the place isn't textured, I still feel like I need to represent. I haven't even played the battling much at all, too. They're pretty cool. Oh, oh, okay, hey. There's no lighting out here. That was silly. Is it textured? This place is huge. I don't even think this is one of the border walls that I made. Look how freaking giant that is. It's like a hellish landscape. It's half the size of the game world. So I should just, here, wait, I'll save and quit, and I'll make the time of day brighter. I wish I could do this without all of this. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of good landscape textures from the marketplace. So let's just take a quick look at this. good time, probably. Yeah, obviously I need to work with World Machine a lot better. I just built this one example and threw it in here just because it takes so long to render them. Oh, the landscape's not two-sided, so I'm getting some weird lighting through it. But still, okay, I can roam around here and get a sense of the scale. With some daylight. It's shining through its outside, kind of weirdly. It's shining through the other island, actually. It's kind of funny. What, even? What? It's not self-shadowed. That's a simple checkbox to do. So we're not looking at that. Look at how fucking big it is. Let's see if I can get over there even. Like, I was afraid of seeing those circles. Remember that they were like circular shapes, but it's so big you can't even tell. I wonder if this is even traversable. Look at this. There's a little pathway. Can I get up here? So, basically, freaking giant. Like, this is an interior wall here. I think. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm totally stuck. Yeah, so I want to put a grappling hook in the game. There will be mountain climbing. Good old D&D style. So, that will be my workaround to that instead of having a stuck button. Okay, so that is from this. Hey, wait a second. That is from this, so I'm probably standing somewhere inside one of these areas, and it's just freaking gigantic. I'm seeing this right in front of me. I'm probably like over here somewhere. But anyway, so that's how big we're talking about. So I could probably make like a whole continent easily. That size. Oh wait, no. I don't want this to be restored as the next time. I already saved this project. Okay, here's a new project. We'll go to project settings, 8 kilometers, and what was it, 8129 or something? I got it open right here. 8129. Custom. There we go. General setup. No. Okay. So that's the same size. That's a massive landmass. So if that's a continent, I could just take this and Maybe I want to stick with the ideas before, do the bat people starting location. Just do a better size of it. Like, I don't have to do 8129 at all. I could go with something smaller. Look for this one in the marketplace. It was on sale at one point, Essential Landscape Materials. So maybe I just want to make a couple continents and just see how big those are. That look continenty in general. But then again, that gets boring. But I could always put another landscape right on top, like blend it right in. Maybe I start with a flat. Stephen's choice. This should just take a moment, because it's like nothing. I wonder if Unreal Engine's slowing it down. It shouldn't be. Music. About bat people music now. Check classical music.
Good morning. The last people left standing.
That's a lecture. Mozart slowed down. Hold on. We're gonna listen to this because it's Creative Commons. Okay, there we go. So you can see the detail of Stephen's choice as a start. I don't know. Remember, it's gigantic or hugely gigantic. I can draw shapes on it. I can do stuff. This is 512. And terracing more than. No way of knowing, really. There's just no way of knowing what it looks like at this huge of a resolution. Sloat's heart. Sure. No, that's just weird. So I was hoping to get some like Thousands Needles kind of style interesting landscapes, so that's kind of interesting. Now I could work with like little smaller areas, but I kind of want to just see how. Just make one big, like, standard looking thing. Is there presets? Okay. Plateau. Okay, so that's how you have like a desert plateau thing going on. Subtle layered. Let's try that. And put an erosion on there too, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, let's... Oh, canyons. Interesting. Default, right? Swiss cheese, eh? Interesting. Very fractal. And wrinkled. Okay. It's actually looking the most like a real landscape. I don't know about looking like a continent though. I think I need to make it more. I need to go to this kind of range. It's hard to imagine the scale when it's out of focus like that. Just do a render. Trying to think if there's any other little things I can tweak. In the meantime. Alright. Actually, I should do this. Wow, this is... That's weird. Oh, it's taking the minimum. Now let's just do... Okay, there we go. Yeah. Why is this just not just not doing it for me like it did last time? There we go. That looks right. That kind of just looks like the other island I made. So at least we could just throw a few islands in there. Alright, there we go. Actually, I wanted more of that to raise up. This is more or less just another little island, which I could work with. Where the hell? Oh, it was here. Okay. It's another landscape. I don't know. Not sure what I'm going for now at this point. If I should just make smaller, easier to export things and just little islands and throw them all out in the ocean and just start making like starter zones from that, and maybe I can expand them with an additional terrain just clamped on the side. Kind of have to think about the whole game world itself a little bit more. It's kind of like finite things, very big things. I guess a good thing is that it did pop the island in there, but I couldn't see it even though it was like right there basically. But it loaded with no problem. So I could have a game world that big. I guess that's the clutch, is that it is possible. I mean, theoretically I could have literally just a little island that each race starts in, but that's kind of contrived. Like, that every race just has their own little private island that they start from. Some places are contextually different. But I guess maybe a couple of them could start with little islands, and those would be the first that I start with. Other thing that I do want to work on actually with Unreal Engine is the placing items, and with that comes building things. So placing a wall, for example, that you can't pick up afterwards. Yeah, so I think I'll just let this go for now. I'll come back another time with something to do. It'll be one or the other. I guess I'll just really comes down to crafting your worlds, you know? This is a whole process that's taken up in World Machines, but that's just to create what's already in your mind. So there's a whole process to knowing what you want to create. And I have general ideas of what there would be like, you know, what kind of geography all these different races are like from, but one thing I haven't really decided on is sort of the shape of the continents, which is really important as far as traveling in between them. Mostly just traveling in between them. Like, you know, I want there to be like a Panama Canal of some sort that makes boat travel possible, so you don't have to go around the continents with your boat if you want to do that. That kind of stuff would be interesting. Certain river paths will be important for cities. So I think there's just a lot of drawing on paper I gotta do for that. So when I come back to streaming, it'll probably be to just work on the placing items, which I already did a lot of video watching for, so I basically know what to do. It's gonna be like a line trace. You spawn an item, and then you set the position of that item, and then when you press the button, it leaves it there. It's just a matter of getting the inputs to bypass normal movement input and have them like rotate the object and stuff. There's a whole question of like, how do you tell if someone's house is their own property and whether someone comes in and picks something up if it's stealing or not? That is a whole other question. So anyway, I'm bounced. This is weird music. I'll be back later again.